Just tonight, Caroline Alert came across our phone. There's been an accident on Page Road and Route 1 again. And we're gonna be talking about transportation priorities. Like in order, the state is moving towards, with transportation, the state is moving towards, we gotta put money up for these projects. Like they're not gonna fund it for us for free. And right now, we don't have a lot of money for that. We have to make decisions. Like we have to make a decision. Do we pay for pipes underground because the subdivisions are starting to get bigger, or do we pay for road projects? We don't have a lot of money for road projects. The Spotsylvanias and the Staffords and other locations have. We don't. And there's a need there. And tonight it popped up once again. We have an accident right there on Page Road and Route 1. Where does that money come from? So with all those factors, I mean, is it a tough decision? Yes. Do I empathize with people that, you know, have concerns? Absolutely. But for me, in the end, I've got to go with a cost-benefit analysis, and I think this one, the positive on this one outweighs the negative. And so there, Mr. Chairman, I will be voting yes as well.
This project will preserve this land to its natural state as it can be for a developed piece of property. It won't tear my heart out when I drive by it. I'm still gonna see trees. I'm still gonna see undisturbed wetlands. It fits my district. I have one call from someone with questions. He said, after we talked a little bit, he said, I'm fine with it. I just don't want to see a bunch of houses. I said, would you rather have a truck stop? He said, oh no. He said, I'm fine with this. Thank you very much for your information. So let's try to look at the good side of this. And that is, it not only helps protect the land from something a lot worse, and it also helps improve the life of Caroline County. We're gonna need things. Spotsylvania just approved 3. And we're going to sit here and do none when we have a perfect piece of property for it in a perfect location. That just would not be fair to our citizens, because when we need something, it comes out of my pocket and your pocket. This way, I can make a family as happy because they get to see their farmland not turned into what they wanted, they were afraid was going to happen, and we get to put some nice money into our checking account so it doesn't come out of yours. So I am happy to move this forward, Mr. Chairman.
But I've worked in IT for close to 40 years. I worked before there was such a thing as the internet. One of my first projects was to make 2 computers talk to each other, which was quite an accomplishment back in the early 80s. I've seen data centers since the 90s. At that time, they were called hosting facilities. I sold software. I sold what was called software as a service, which meant there was nothing on your computer, but that actual program sat somewhere else on a server. That same thing is happening now. When I click on my iPhone or whatever cell phone to Google something, that data is going back and forth to different servers. That's going to be what data centers are. They're not going to go away. To be honest, every phone conversation we have is recorded and stored somewhere at a data center. These are going to keep coming, and this is the actual best location we could possibly have for a data center. We plan, county staff plan to do a data center information session for those who wanted to know, but unfortunately the experts they got couldn't come beforehand. We did have a data center presentation by Mary Washington, October 12th. So we tried to get as much information out as we could when we could. We didn't have the opportunity to tell people 3 years ago that Amazon was looking at us. They were recruiting us, we were recruiting them, and we finally gotten to the point where it's a project that we can do. So I support this project. I believe we're going to have a data center town hall where we talk about siting of data centers, and that's going to be the focus so folks can understand what goes into it. This particular site, I think, is the best we can have. So on that, we'll call the question. All those in favor of the motion to approve RZ 02-2023, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay.
Nay.
Mr. Forehand, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Black, how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Seeley?
And I vote nay purely on the fact that
Mr.
this
Seeley votes
wasn't given
nay.
to us until
Mrs.
4
Long,
days ago.
how do you vote?
Aye.
Mr. Underwood, how do you vote?
Aye.
And I vote aye. The motion carries 5-1.